is known for its spectacular scenery and multi-million-dollar views, but it's also known for something else. Music. Ever since the gold rush, the Bay Area has attracted and nurtured innovative artists of all kinds, writers, filmmakers, musicians. Well, that's certainly true here in the shadow of Mount Tamalpais in Marin County. In the world of music, Jerry Garcia, Bill Graham, Janis Joplin, Huey Lewis, and many others have made their marks and their homes here. Inventiveness in music has thrived in Marin County's open-minded atmosphere. And memorable melodies have been inspired by Marin's physical beauty.
Of all the docks on this bay, this is the one.
This is the one. This is
the very one.
The dock of the bay.
Legends have been made here, and many have been preserved in a place some call the greatest record store in the world.
There's nothing to compare village music to any other store. I mean, look around. This is a museum.
Joel Sullivan knows as well as anyone where to find Marin's musical traditions. He's the San Francisco Chronicle's music critic and has written a book telling the tales of some of the Bay Area's music landmarks.
It's hard to imagine that inside this is some sort of a major
worldwide famous recording studio. Tarpan Studios, the headquarters, world headquarters of Narda Michael Walden.
Right. This may look like an ordinary office building, but it sure doesn't sound like one. This is Tarpan Studios in San Rafael, the workshop of Grammy-winning producer Narda Michael Walden.
The Motown.
Some of the biggest names in the music industry have recorded here.
Whitney Houston, her first albums, Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle, Mariah Carey.
Narda even produced Aretha Franklin's first platinum album.
She's had gold all over her house, gold. Gold's $500,000. But to sell 1 million records for Aretha Franklin, I thought for sure she sold 1 million records.
You sold her first one.
Well, the people bought it. But I wrote the songs, and she sang them, yes.
Oh, she did. Okay.
Narda left the big names and bright lights of New York City behind in 1978 for the peace and solitude of Marin County.
It's just incredible here. I like the way the air smells. I can go to the mountains, I can go to the woods, I have friends here. I like, for example, that the flower power vibe is down in the hate and it spreads around. I like that kind of free thinking. I think it's a wonderful vibration that the whole world needs, and I plug into it.
And over the years, many other musicians have plugged into it too.
This is the dock of the bay. This is where Otis Redding began writing the song that would be his biggest record. Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes.
In August of 1967, Otis Redding rented a houseboat on the main dock of Waldo Point Harbor in Sausalito.
So Otis is sitting out here, and he's kind of looking at this guy. Can you kind of imagine what it was like for him out here?
Just think about it, sitting in the morning sun, I'll be waiting till the evening comes.
Just about like right now.
Yeah.
The song, the last one Otis Redding would record before his death, rose to the top of the charts, securing a spot for Otis and the Bay Area in pop music history.
I think that, when you talk about San Francisco and how it's remembered in music, there's a lot of play for the Tony Bennett thing. But worldwide, I suspect it's Dock of the Bay that lands San Francisco on the pop music map.
Nearby, the town of Mill Valley hit the map big time in the mid-1980s, when this was the watering hole of one of the world's most popular rock bands.
Why was the 2 a.m. club such a deuce?
How did it get to be this close anyway? Honestly, because Huey Lewis hang out here.
Back then, Johnny Cola was the bass player for a homegrown band called Huey Lewis and the News.
We had a ball, absolutely.
The 2 a.m. club, or the Deuce as they called it, was their escape.
It was actually more for Huey than anyone else, I think, because he could drop into the Deuce and he'd only get harassed for 3 minutes and then it's over. And he could enjoy himself. Anywhere else in the country was absolutely miserable for him.
Huey's old haunt even appeared on the cover of the band's most successful album, Sports.
This is the world's greatest bar band, and, this was their bar.
Now, maybe the world's greatest bar.
Just about a mile down the road, another Mill Valley institution, the Sweetwater, has been packing in music fans since the late 1970s. Everybody, it seems, from Jerry Garcia to Bonnie Raitt and John Lee Hooker to Carlos Santana have played here, including world-renowned David Grisman.
What do you like about playing in it?
Well, that it's like half a mile from my house.
Grisman plays simple, acoustic music.
If I want to get louder, I have to hit it harder, you know, or somehow know how to do that, you know.
Whether the music is acoustic or electric, the Sweetwater often rocks.
It jumps. There's such a small space that the electricity just goes everywhere.
The Sweetwater and musicians such as David Grisman are part of the diverse musical heritage of Marin. Much of it displayed and sold at this Mill Valley record store.
But you wouldn't even know it's here. It just kind of settled on the street. We know it's here.
We all know.
You know it's here. You know it's out.
Costello knows it's here. Mick Jagger knows it's here.
Some music stars consider Village Music the greatest record store in the world.
I like to think it's the record store that I always looked for when I was in high school.
Owner John Goddard has accumulated a treasure trove of records, posters, pictures, and every piece of musical memorabilia he could get his hands on.
It looks like the apartment I had in college, actually.
Village Music caters to big-time stars, big-time fans, and serious collectors. Anyone with a passion for music and a record player.
What's missing from this landscape? It's a good. Well, I don't see any tapes. I don't see CDs. I don't see any of that stuff. Have I figured that out?
That's right.
It's records. It's records.
There are CDs and tapes, but here vinyl is king. Thousands of records from all genres of music line the shelves.
I think John understands, I know John understands the beauty of records, and this store is devoted to that. Long may it run.
So far, the creation of innovative music of all kinds has already had a long run in Marin County. The land and the sounds seem to reinforce each other and make this a welcome home for artists who march to the beat of their own drums.
Yes.
For information about all of the Marin music sites we visited and dozens more throughout the Bay Area, pick up a copy of Joel Selvin's book, The Musical History.